State Department officials say the U.S. expects to have a sixth round of indirect talks on reviving the Iran nuclear deal, with more sessions to come. The EU officials saying it could come as soon as next week. The Democratic chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, meantime, along with Republican Lindsey Graham, says there is a way for President Biden to make a deal with Iran that will satisfy a lot of different groups. Senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palkot reports tonight from London. Iran is not happy about what it considers Israeli interference.
Smoke and fire near Tehran, a massive oil refinery up in flames. Iranian firefighters only late today getting it under control. This after another blaze yesterday, and Iran's biggest naval ship sunk the vessel in the Gulf of Oman. There were injuries in both incidents, plus some suspicions that Israel, which has been targeting Iran with a variety of attacks, might have had a role. After an explosion at the Natanz plant in April, which Iran did blame on Israel, there's a new report of a drop in Iran's production of nuclear fuel.
I think Israel is fighting a rearguard action to delay Iran's nuclear efforts as much as possible.
This as talks continue in Vienna to revive the Iran nuclear deal. The Trump administration withdrew in 2018. President Biden is looking to rejoin. While most participants, including the U.S., are skeptical negotiations to rein in Iran are close to a resolution, the European Union tried to put a good spin on it.
There are a number of technical issues, again, rather complex, but I can say that they are fewer than they were 1 week ago.
Another way of dealing with Iran's nuclear threat was offered this week by Senators Lindsey Graham and Bob Menendez. It would allow Iran to draw upon a UN-run nuclear fuel bank for its civilian use, but would take away the means of making enriched uranium.
Do away with the enrichment program and let the world supply the spent fuel rods for the Arabs and the Iranians. That way they can't make a bomb.
Some experts doubt Iran's leaders will give up their nukes in any way, especially since elections to replace current Iranian President Hassan Rouhani are just 2 weeks away. The winner is expected to be even more anti-West.
I think the Supreme Leader wants a hardline president that will back his own hardline policies.
The recently paused rocket and missile duel between Israel and Iran-backed Hamas, just another sign of Tehran's ongoing threat to stability in the region and beyond. Brett.
Greg Palkot in London. Greg, thank you.